it's Jay. I'm here at Ascendo Fitness, just wrapping up the second week. Last week in the vlog, I kind of started talking about Laura Boudreau, who's my trainer here at Ascendo. She's agreed to join us this week.
I did.
So, you know, the question I've been getting the most is, where do people even start? So I had it easy, because when I came in, you just got my information, and then magically when I showed back up, you had a plan.
That's right.
But how does that work?
You know, it's kind of hard when you first join any type of fitness center to know exactly where to start. First of all, you really want to outline what your goals are. Basically, you need all the fundamentals of fitness. So you want some strength training, you need some cardiovascular exercise, and you also need some flexibility training. What you should concentrate more on depends on what your goals are. So obviously your goal is weight loss, so we're going to really focus more on cardio, keeping your heart rate up so your body's constantly in a burning state, where someone else whose goal is to build muscle might want to, you know, extend on the cardio and focus more on the strength training, right? So first of all, you want to think, what's your goal? And then go from there. And the way you do it is it's split up a little bit too, right? So we did about a half hour, 45 minutes of strength training, which is, you know, like working the muscles, kind of different than the cardiovascular system, right? So if you can split it up a little bit, so if we do half hour muscle endurance training and then a half hour cardio, you have your hour. You know, so I mean, and adding a little bit on week by week. So I mean, like yesterday even we started doing like 35 or 40 minutes, you know, and even if you break it up into 10 minutes in the morning and then a half hour later on, you're still doing 40 minutes. That's true. Right?
And you know, that's kind of been the biggest realization for me coming into this too, is that, you know, I interviewed a lot of people who had the surgery before I decided to do it. And then obviously since I've had the surgery, they've come out of the woodwork, even people here in Cape Breton that I didn't know had it. And you know, some of them, it's like half and half. Half of them are like, what the hell are you doing in a gym? You had weight loss surgery, you have this magic little band that's going to make 2 pounds a week fall off you. What are you doing? And I couldn't figure, I have trouble understanding why they think like that. Because for me, if this was only about weight loss and not about health, then fine, maybe. But when I'm here, I think very little about the weight. You know, it's not about that. What I love about this is that we talk a lot about non-scale victories. You give me one of those every day. You set the bar somewhere new for me in a small way every day.
That's right.
So in every day when I leave here, there's a success behind me one way or the other. And I felt like I've done something.
Yeah, for sure. It's really important, you know, we were talking about goals. So you have your short-term goals and then you have your long-term goals. Your long-term goal is to, you know, lose weight, like you have an ideal weight or an ideal size that you want to be. And then, like, you know, your short-term goal, well, by next week you might want to be able to do 45 minutes without stopping.
Right.
That's a short-term goal. You know, long-term goal, okay, well, by the end of the summer, maybe I'll be able to do 5K. Something along the lines of that. So outlining your goals, short-term, long-term, and then meeting those goals, and then making new goals.
And the part that weighs off the head, the part that I find easy working with you, is that if I come in here every day and only focus on the short-term goals, I'm kind of leaving the long-term one up to you and the band, really.
That's
right? Like if I just focus on what's in front of me in that moment, I should hopefully get through the day.
This is the plan. The plan will, you know, the plan changes, and this is our plan. And we'll move forward with it as we need to. We'll change it as we need to, and once you've mastered one, well, we have to change it before it gets too easy, right?
And one final thing I want to point on, I guess, this week is for people who haven't had surgery. There's a lot of people watching this who are just fighting the same 10 pounds over and over again.
That's right.
What's the starting point for somebody? Like for me, it was fear. It had nothing to do with being afraid of the equipment or not knowing how to use any of it or anything like that. It was literally walking through the door. Once I got through the door, I was fine. What's your experience? What keeps most people from taking the step to come in and get the help from someone like you?
I think a lot of people see, you know, the like the typical gym goer, you know what I mean, they're muscle bound, they know what they're doing, they're comfortable, you know what I mean, and they're lifting weights, and they're, you know, some people like lifting weights, Some people like running, you know.
When we had met the very first time, you said something that kind of stayed with me and that I've kept in my head, which is, you know, even though there's a huge age difference in the people who are here, and there's definitely an ability difference in the people who are here,
right.
We all do have one thing in common if we're making the choice to walk through the door every day.
That's right. And you're choosing to be healthy, to be the best possible version of yourself for yourself and others around you. You know, if you do resistance training, you're going to get stronger. Your muscles are going to get stronger. It's going to make everyday tasks easier. Getting the groceries, putting the groceries away, picking up your kids or your grandkids, those things are going to get easier. You know, you're not going to put your back out if you bend the wrong way, like, because you're going to have those strong core muscles. You know, if you like go on the treadmill or the elliptical or whatever, some type of cardio, you're making your heart healthier. You're improving your cardiovascular system. You know. And I mean, we're pretty flexible here. Like, if there's something that we show you and you don't like, or if you're like, you know, you come up to me and you say, Laura,
you're only saying this because the camera's on.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not, I swear. But if there's something that's in your routine and you really say, okay, you know what, Laura, I really don't like the treadmill. Like, it hurts, it bothers me, I don't like it. I'll be like, you know what, you don't have to do it. We can find something else you want to, you know, something else that you do like.
That's a great point, especially with anyone who is obese. One of the things that we've all, when we've had those 3-day spans in our past where we thought we were going to get really fit and we'd go to the department store and or the shopping channel and get ready to drop $500 on something, weight restriction is a huge thing.
That's
so having a place that has equipment that not only can handle the weight but is actually comfortable.
That's right.
You know, it's this hoist line of equipment that's here. I've never seen anything like it. Not that I've seen a lot of fitness equipment, but this is incredible.
Yeah, it really is. And I mean, I think we have a little bit of everything here anyway. You know, I mean, we have classes if you like the classes, if you need that extra push and you want to be in and out and have someone do your workout for you and you like the group setting, then do a class. If you want to come in, put your headphones in, kind of zone out, do your own thing, you can do your own thing. So I think it really comes down to personal preference, what you like to do. What you're going to enjoy doing, whatever you enjoy the most to become fit, you should do that.
Because you're more likely to stick with it.
Because you're more likely to stick with it, exactly. Also adding in variety, changing things up. You might love running one year and then the next year you say, you know what, man, I ran a lot last year. I think I really want to focus more on strength training. So switch it up so you don't get bored. And if you find you're getting bored of the same routine, research something new or ask a trainer or, you know, read a magazine and try new things, you know. And I mean, even on your program, you have a what I call active rest day, you know, and that doesn't have to be in the gym. That's 30 minutes accumulated activity. You can go for a hike, you can go play Frisbee with your friends, you can, you know, walk outside, you can do anything, right? So switching it up, try to do a little bit of everything. And
that's a big part of it, finding those opportunities everywhere.
Exactly.
Because they do get easier. I'm only 2 weeks in, but all of that stuff, 2 weeks and 80 pounds makes a huge difference. Like I feel a lot more mobile now than I did 2 months ago, for sure.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So, you know, on that same point, I guess, again, something that you mentioned the first time that we met was, at the heart of almost everybody's problem isn't weight, it's education. It's not knowing. Like as much as you help me by making sure I don't kill myself on the equipment, you're just a wealth of information. And if there's any motivation for someone to make sure they work with a professional, I would never do this with a surgeon or a dietitian or anybody else. Right. It doesn't make sense to take something like this on and not use someone like yourself.
Yes, you want to make sure you're doing everything correctly to avoid hurting yourself. You know, I mean, in your case too, like you're not really supposed to engage your abdominal muscles a whole lot at this point, right? So I could kind of point you in the right direction and say, okay, Jay, we could do this, this, and this.
I would have
right
been up to every stitch the first week.
So I can show you like what you can do. You know, if you have a back injury, these things are going to be okay. You know, if you have a rotator cuff injury, okay, well, this is what we can do instead. You know, so definitely, it definitely does help to at least consult with a professional who knows what they're doing, because I mean, if not, you could seriously hurt yourself, and then you would just get really turned off.
Yeah, there's no better way to get out of the game than that.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, that's perfect. Thank you so much for everything that you do, but especially for getting in front of the camera.
No problem.
And I'm sure we'll be checking in on you again.
Okay, great.
Unless you kill me.
Yeah.